let's talk about a major power play happening right now in Kenya. And this isn't just a story about electricity. It's way bigger. It's about national ambition, smart strategy, and tapping into the raw power of the planet itself. And it all boils down to one single number: 140 megawatts. Now, I know that might just sound like some technical jargon, a unit of electrical capacity. But for Kenya, this number is huge. It represents a massive injection of power, and, more importantly, a massive injection of potential for the future. So, the big question is, what does that number actually mean? How does a figure on a spec sheet translate into real-world progress? How does it help fuel an economy and give a country a serious competitive edge? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
To really get the impact of that number, we've got to start at ground zero, the very place where this power is being pulled from, deep inside the Earth.
So this is it. This is where our 140 megawatts comes from. In Naivasha, Kenya, the state utility, KenGen, has just fired up a brand new geothermal plant. It's called Olkaria VII. And let me tell you, this isn't just some local project. This is a major event for the entire energy scene in East Africa.
And here's the key takeaway. Olkaria V7 isn't just about adding more juice to the grid. It's about Kenya cementing its status as a global leader. The country's already a huge player in geothermal, and this project just pushes it even further ahead of the pack.
To really grasp why this is such a game changer, we need to quickly look at the tech itself. So what exactly is geothermal power, and what makes it so viable?
In simple terms, it's just heat. Heat drawn right from the Earth's core. By tapping into that natural internal furnace, you can generate a constant, clean, and totally renewable stream of electricity. It's like having a power source that never, ever gets turned off.
And this highlights the critical difference. You've got solar and wind, right? They're what we call intermittent. They only work when the conditions are just right. But geothermal? That provides what's called baseload power. Think of it as the steady, 24/7 heartbeat of the entire national grid. It's always on, always reliable, providing that solid foundation of electricity.
And pulling this off is a massive engineering feat. We're talking about drilling deep into the Earth, building these huge complex systems to capture all that steam, and then plugging the whole shebang into the national grid. It's a huge undertaking.
Okay, so that's the tech. But how does all this impressive hardware actually build into something bigger? Well, this is where we see the very real, very direct impact on Kenya's economy.
And here we are right back to our number 140 megawatts. This is what it means in the real world. It's enough electricity for hundreds of thousands of homes for sure, but crucially, it's also the kind of heavy-duty power needed by the industries that form the real backbone of the economy.
We're talking about the big ones: manufacturing, agro-processing, data services, logistics, the engines of economic growth. And they all have one thing in common. They are thirsty for massive and, most of all, reliable supplies of power to keep running and growing. This table really gives you the perfect before and after picture. Before, you had this reliance on expensive imported fuels, which means prices could go wild at any moment. You had inconsistent power. Now, on the right, you see Olkaria VII's solution. Less dependence on those fuels, which leads to stable electricity prices that businesses can actually plan around. And, most importantly, it delivers that reliable baseload power, creating predictability for the entire industrial sector. It's a total game changer. So let's zoom out, because this is about way more than just one energy project. When you look at the big picture, you see that this is a calculated, strategic move on a continental and even a global scale.
Look, every country on Earth is competing for investment, for new factories, for tech hubs. And by leaning into its unique geological gift, this incredible geothermal potential, Kenya is basically putting up a giant neon sign for the world that says, "Come build here. We have the stable, affordable, clean power you need to win." In a fierce global market, that is a powerful, powerful advantage. And this quote really captures the whole spirit of the project. It talks about African-led execution, built for long-term economic productivity. The point is, this isn't just a quick fix. This is about building foundational strength that will pay off for decades to come. So as we wrap this up, here's a thought to leave you with. In a world that is racing towards a green energy future, on a continent just buzzing with economic potential, Kenya is tapping into a powerful resource that's literally right beneath its feet. So the question is, will this deep, strategic bet on geothermal prove to be its ultimate home field advantage?